let's find out what happens in game 2. Here we have our red Protoss player trying to get himself another step closer to the finals again in Code A. Favored to win, very strong player.
NS Hoso Tassadar.
NS Hoso Tassadar. There's a couple fans in the audience. And here is our Terran contender, our challenger. Has a horrible record versus Protoss.
I am YoDa.
I am YoDa. Fly, burn. Reading some of his patches there. Yeah, we got Crossfire.
Yeah, we did.
It's a fun map. YoDa, you know, if YoDa does the usual thing that we see where you kind of like move up to your opponent's expansion and like siege up and put bunkers and stuff. You know, even though I think Tassadar is a better player, I think YoDa could pull something like that off and use the map architecture to his advantage.
I think that would be pretty... I think that's not unlikely. In fact, I think that's likely what we'll see. You do normally see builds like that in TVP, especially when this map first came out. That's all people were doing on this map, but now people try to play bio on it, and they get really mobile, and we see awesome games like, I think it was Trickster versus Clyde we saw with a bunch of nukes and things like that on this map back last season. You could see some stuff like that.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun.
I would like to see some nukes. Just in general.
Probe sees the gas. That's going to make Tassadar want to go back home and play safely. He wants to make sure he can figure out what YoDa's doing before he expands. Because if he doesn't, we all know what might happen. I don't even want to talk about it right now.
Why not?
Because I talk so much about it, man. I just like, it makes me all sad and stuff. Alright, so he's going to take his second gas. Probably going to go for 2-gate robo expand or gate robo gate. What I like to call the 1-gate robo. There's all sorts of names for it.
This map, I was just looking at the stats. It's actually about even as far as win rate.
Except TVZ is way favored in Zerg.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
That is kind of interesting. A lot of that comes down to weird things happens in games like Baneling landmine issues on this map happen a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Mutalisk can really control the map, so it's really interesting how that works. I think it's a pretty balanced map. I used to joke around about being imba all the time for like certain races in certain places, but now I think that's a pretty balanced map. I spent more time on it. It's been using the GSL a lot now. When it first came out, I was a little skeptical about it. It is a Blizzard actually made map, remade. Ooh, Stargate. Well, this isn't going to go so well, I don't think, because YoDa is doing what I was talking about. He's going to do the Banshee tank marine timing attack. He's going to do it. So Starport's going up, Tech Lab going down on the factory. Now, what happens here is that Tassadar tries to go for this all in, but the bunker goes up and a Viking comes out and a GG comes out after that.
Yeah, man, I mean, the Void Ray all-ins can be so powerful if you catch them early on going for bio or what have you, but if there's a Viking, ooh, and that is not a Void Ray.
That's not a Void Ray, man.
That's a Phoenix.
That is a Phoenix. That's not like Fnatic Phoenix who lost to Tassadar earlier.
No.
This is a Phoenix.
Tassadar like beat Phoenix and took his power.
He's like got him trapped inside the Stargaze, letting him out.
He's like, now I defeated you, I can put him inside a Pokeball and deploy him in games.
Well, what's interesting about Phoenix openings on this map is that you can catch reinforcements with them as they're trying to reinforce across the map, doing that little timing attack. You can also kill Banshees very easily. It gives you a little bit of map control. If Cloak had come out, it would have been problematic, but it's not that type of build. He's just doing the tank marine Banshee timing attack, and yeah, this actually works really well against that.
Yeah.
In a weird way. It comes down to control. He's going to wait for the Nexus. If he made the Nexus and then did this, he might die, but now he's just doing this really safely.
This is really interesting. There's 3 Phoenixes flying around. Is he going to spot him? He does spot them. He knows what's going on. He might even run his Banshee home now. He is running his Banshee back home. He doesn't want to lose it. Actually, he's running it to the bottom right. Either way, he's trying to get out of the way so the Phoenixes can't catch it. And he's running his Marines back to his mineral line so that he can protect his SCVs. And that tank is actually a little vulnerable.
You got to be very careful with your siege tanks when this happens too, because they can get isolated very quickly. And we're going to kill some SCVs here. We're going to kill some SCVs. No, we're not. Tassadar's going to kill some SCVs. I feel like I'm in the Phoenix right now. I'm actually flying it around. It's a part of me.
All man the graviton beam.
All right, you can handle that. I'll just do the flying.
And he's continuing to make Phoenixes.
Yeah.
He's up to 5 now.
Twilight Council going up. This is very unusual.
This is unusual.
This is something that Liquid Tyler actually used to do in the beta a little bit. And he was actually really known for his Phoenix use off of one base as he expanded behind it, of course, but
he's going to catch the Banshee.
I think he is.
Oh,
we didn't see it.
Whoa. Banshee's like, let me hug the corner even more. Wow, that was close. And I like how YoDa, he actually got a Viking out, and what you can do is you basically use the range of the Viking. One Viking can't take 4 Phoenixes, but if you camp it over your Marines, then if the Vikings go in, Phoenixes go to kill the Viking, the Marines can kill the Phoenixes, etc. But Tassadar is really getting a lot of control of the map with these Phoenixes.
Well, as time goes on, I'm actually gonna have to say I'm understanding this build less and less. He's going up to 4 gates. He got a Twilight Council. He's gonna get charge. He hasn't made a Nexus yet. He hasn't even tried to hide one. Hiding a Nexus, I think, would be good. He knows his timing attack is coming, so he's gonna stay on one base. He's adding a bunch of gateways. He's getting charge. And I feel like the Phoenix opener is just adapting it towards what his opponent is doing. But the problem is that YoDa could at any point in time make a command center and just not attack, and then Tassadar would be in this awkward position where he can also be attacked, and he doesn't have a Nexus up. And I think he's sending this probe over here to take a hidden base. I'd like to see that. These Phoenix is not able to do a whole lot right now. I like the choice of one Viking. Always keeps him at bay.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps him from running around too much. He's checking on what YoDa's doing all the time, though. And here he's going to get a little bit of harassment in there. YoDa has his whole army on one hotkey, sending the tanks after the Phoenixes.
Phoenixes aren't really scared of tanks.
Nope. No, they are not.
Well, YoDa's got he's got a supply lead, he's got an army that I want to say is better than what Tassadar has, simply because he has so many Marines that can do so much DPS when he gets there.
Yeah.
And, Tassadar has charge, he's got a decent amount of Zealots, but there's just so many Marines. He doesn't have Stim, though. It's one thing I would say that if he had...
Oh, wow,
really
he doesn't have Stim?
No, he got Combat Shields first instead. He's going very Marine heavy.
Interesting.
Which is pretty common for this type of timing attack, but things are just not going as planned for either of these players.
Yeah, he does.
That's pretty obvious here.
He does have some medevacs out now as well. He's gonna have to keep those, make sure they don't get picked off. Oftentimes, if you're moving your Marines and your medevacs at the same time, they'll go different directions if there's terrain or different speeds, and you often see Phoenixes kind of swoop in and take out medevacs. And that Banshee is now heading up the side of the map finally that he made 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's funny because that Banshee has been able to keep itself alive. He's been babysitting that Banshee. It's all that Banshee's been. It's been a liability that he has to take care of, but it actually hasn't been able to do anything at all.
And he actually, never mind, retreats the Banshee back down the side of the map again.
Banshee has actually served no purpose. And the Phoenixes continue to control the map, but again, Tassadar with no second base. The command center has been started, though. It's about halfway done. Tassadar has Blink. He's got Charge. He's got a big Gateway army. But on Crossfire against this composition, things aren't necessarily going to go his way.
No. This is, I think this is the longest I've ever seen one base versus one base. Well, not ever, but since Season 1. Hold that thought.
Those SCVs are going to tank so many hits.
YoDa has sent almost all of his SCVs in here. He's finally going for this, I don't know if you even call it a timing attack, but it's all-in attack.
Well, he doesn't even know that Tassadar hasn't taken a Nexus yet. He hasn't been able to scout. So he's not really sure what's going on. He has absolutely no idea what Tassadar is doing. Tassadar has every idea what he's doing.
Yeah. And he's going to hold that ramp. SCV's taking the damage. The siege tanks go up. There's a point defense drone down. And point defense drone soaking up so much damage from the Stalkers. The Marines, though, have to deal with the Zealots with charge.
This is going to be pretty close. It looks like Tassadar is going to lose this fight, though.
Nice.
But a lot of SCVs were taken out. He still has to end the game, and that battle was far, from the main base of Tassadar.
Now, he went in with his Phoenixes, and he only picked up like one of the tanks. I think the Phoenixes died too quick that it didn't really matter anyway.
Like 3 got picked up, but they like died immediately, so they were just dropped.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know how that could have been done better, to be honest, but it's too bad. And YoDa is...
He's not attacking. But finally, yeah, he is. I was going to say, if he doesn't attack, like, what does he think's going to happen? Oh, no. Move command, and that's going to be it. He's going to lose all these stalkers. He doesn't even have anywhere to blink them, really. GG.
GG. YoDa ties up the series.
That game was very silly.
That was a silly game.
Both these players had a plan.
That's the first game in like a long time that I've seen a game that long where neither player got an expansion at all.
Well, like YoDa got an expansion. He got a command center. That he was like, well, actually, I'm just gonna pull all my SCVs now that the command center's done, and then he like went and attacked. There were just too many Marines. There were just too many.
It worked though.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, too many Marines, too much DPS, and Tassadar had not gotten in 15 minutes any tech that has splash ability. I mean, he could have gotten some Colossus out by then pretty easily.
He went up to Twilight Council, then got Charge and Blink, but
he got Charge and Blink, which Charge was good.
Blink doesn't make any sense.
Blink didn't play any role in the game at all.
And then he blinked his stalkers behind his zealots that one time when there were only like 3 stalkers left anyways. That was like the only time where that really came into play. He has Phoenixes, he sees exactly what's going on, yet he doesn't react. That was a little bit silly.
You're right. He saw how many Marines there were. And I don't know, maybe
and he had this timing where he kept his opponent's base several times with the Phoenixes. He could have taken a Nexus then built up. He had enough time. Crossfire, the rest distance is pretty long. There's a lot of different choke points. You can cut off reinforcements. You can cancel your Nexus if you need to. He could have either teched up to AoE or got a Nexus up faster and delayed the push several times. I don't know what happened to that Banshee. You know, I don't...
Dude, I think... Oh, no,
Did he bring it?
No, the Banshee was there. The Phoenixes killed it first.
Okay.
In the first battle.
All right.
I was like, for a second, I was like, maybe he left the Banshee in the bottom corner cowering like the whole time, but I think he brought it with him for that push with the SCVs and everything. So I think it just died to the Phoenix. It was like the first target for the Phoenixes.
Well, our next map is going to be Dual Sight.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I am ready for Dual Sight. Let's go into game number 2. We're going to find out if YoDa can actually do an upset here on Tassadar, or if Tassadar can close it out.